Welcome to Movie Mash. Today, we're going to recap a sci-fi, comedy, drama movie called Everything Everywhere All at Once. Please don't forget to subscribe for more interesting movie recaps. Evelyn Wang is a Chinese American who arrived in the US a long time ago with her husband, Waymond. They run a laundromat that has been struggling for several years. Currently, the IRS is auditing the business and it may close down. Evelyn's life has not gone according to her plans. Her daughter, Joy, is in a lesbian relationship that she doesn't approve of, and her husband, Waymond, wants a divorce from their loveless marriage. Soon, her father, Gong, who opposed her leaving China, visit her. Evelyn, Waymond, and her father go to the IRS office to submit their business documents. They enter an elevator, but something unusual happens. Suddenly, a force hits Waymond, and he behaves strangely, as if he is someone else. He warns Evelyn that her life is at risk, but doesn't have much time to explain as he knows he will regain control of his body soon. He gives her a headset and a set of notes to follow once he's gone. The headset activates, displaying a panel on Waymond's phone. Suddenly, something strange happens to Evelyn. She experiences a rush of memories, recalling every detail of her life, from her birth to leaving China, to the birth of her daughter and how they drifted apart. Then, as suddenly as it began, Waymond returns to his normal self, leaving Evelyn disoriented and confused. They visit Derder, an IRS officer, and present their income and expense records. Derder is displeased with the unnecessary business expenditures. Their shop is at risk of being frozen, but Evelyn is preoccupied with a previous experience. She retrieves a piece of paper that instructs her to wear her shoes on the wrong feet, close her eyes, and visualize herself in the janitor's closet. After complying, Evelyn experiences a complete shift in her reality. Evelyn creates a duplicate of herself, who is conscious inside the janitor's closet with a different version of Weymouth. This ability surprises her greatly as she realizes that she is in two different places simultaneously. Raymond proceeds to explain the truth about the multiverse, revealing that the world consists of a group of universes called the multiverse. There are countless Earths in numerous universes that exist in close proximity to our own. In each Earth, a person can have a distinct identity, such as a doctor, pilot, animal, or even a rock. The Weymouth in question belongs to the Alpha universe, which is the most advanced universe and the one responsible for the discovery of the multiverse. On Alpha Earth, Evelyn, a scientist, has discovered a method to transfer one's consciousness to other universes using the same process. However, she is unsure of why Alpha Waymond has come to her world. He reveals that their daughter Joy poses a significant threat to the entire multiverse. In Alpha Earth, Joy was a remarkably talented bouncer capable of existing in multiple universes simultaneously. Evelyn's experiments caused a malfunction, which gave Joy the power to exist in every single universe at once. Joy gained knowledge of trillions of versions of herself and concluded that life is meaningless. To end this misery and attain eternal peace, she created a black hole known as the Everything Bagel Black Hole. Alpha Weymouth believes that this Evelyn is the one out of trillions who will be able to save the multiverse. But just as they're getting ready to fight Joy's helpers, Derder shows up too. She's been taken over by her own alpha version, and now she's attacking them too. While they're all fighting, Evelyn jumps to another universe for the first time. She's hoping to find one where she already knows martial arts, but she makes a mistake and ends up in a future universe where she and her husband are talking about getting a divorce. She jumps back to the right universe and tries again. When Derder jumps to the stairs to hit Evelyn in the face, Evelyn pressed the warp button. This time, she gets lucky and ends up in a universe where she stayed in China instead of moving to the US with Waymond. In that universe, she became an expert in martial arts and a very successful actress. She only stays there for a few seconds before returning to her original universe, but she doesn't have time to dwell on it because Derder attacks her again. This time, Evelyn is able to beat her because she has learned everything she needs to know from the other universe. After the fight is over, Alpha Waymond invites her to eat. Evelyn has another vision of the universe where she's an actress. In the vision, Alpha Weymouth comes to see her and they realize they still have feelings for each other. But their reunion is cut short when Alpha Raymond tells them they need to leave quickly to avoid Joy's arrival. Unfortunately, they don't realize that Joy has already taken over Evelyn's daughter and is already inside the building. Alpha Raymond loses contact and goes back to his own universe, leaving Evelyn on her own. She makes a police officer turn into tiny pieces and then starts dancing salsa with another person. She also fights a man using grown-up toys, which surprises Evelyn and possibly the audience. After defeating all of her opponents, she heads towards Evelyn, intending to kill her as well. Suddenly, Evelyn jumps into a different universe to learn more fighting skills. Unfortunately, she lands in a place where the inhabitants have hot dogs for fingers. Here, she is dating Dara, who likes watching people eat each other's fingers. Please get me out of here. Evelyn's error almost results in her death, but Alpha Gong saves her. Alpha Joy goes back to Alphaverse and attack Wayman's van, and they got disconnected, leaving Evelyn and Wayman bewildered back in original universe. Evelyn tries to explain what has happened, but Joy doesn't believe her far-fetched tales. Meanwhile, the evil Joy has taken control of many people and is ordering them to attack the family. To acquire all the knowledge that different versions of herself know, Evelyn travels through different realities. She finds herself to be a blind woman, a singer, a cook, an artist, and a street artist for a pizza company, all in different universes. Using the skills of all the versions, she is able to defeat everyone in one go. In the end, she is exhausted and is held by the Alpha Wayman back on the Alpha planet. Joy gets to her father and kills him. As a result, he dies in Evelyn's arms as well, leaving only the original Wayman behind. Following that, Joy comes to Evelyn again, confident that no one will stop her this time. Evelyn tries going into more universes, but it makes her sick. Joy laughs at her and leaves her to die. In the next scene, Evelyn wakes up as the actress watching the premiere of her new film. She simultaneously wakes up as a cook in the movie Ratatouille, where the rat is a raccoon. Being in so many realities at once is too hard for her to take. Suddenly, everything shuts down, and she goes back to her future self, who is in her office after the meeting at the IRS. They are preparing for the Chinese New Year celebration. Evelyn runs to Joy and asks her if she is fine. She soon figures out the person she is talking to as the evil Joy. The mother and daughter face each other in different realities, even in the one where they are both born as pinatas. In the process, Evelyn also goes through the same malfunction that made Joy evil. She meets every single version of herself and realizes that nothing matters. In every life, she is miserable in one way or the other, and the same goes for everyone who is ever born. Evelyn finally understands why her daughter wants to end everything and sides with her. In the following scene, we are shown another reality where the mother and daughter are rocks on a cliff. They chat through telepathy and tell each other that even in a life as a rock, they are miserable. They decide that there is no point in the world's existence, so they should end it as a whole. The two are finally in front of the everything bagel black hole, ready to sacrifice themselves. At this moment, Evelyn gets an epiphany. She focuses on herself, who is currently in her laundromat. Today, she is handcuffed while her husband talks to Dare, trying to convince her to let them go. He then comes to his wife, assuring her everything will be fine. He finally convinces her, and they get a week to submit the proper audit of the shop. This makes Evelyn realize there are some things in life that do matter. In the reality where she is an actress, she and Wayman meet in an alley after the movie premiere. Likewise, in the Hot Dog Hands reality, she and Dare solve their differences and live as a happy couple. In all trillion universes, Evelyn finds something that is worth the life they live, and hence she hugs Wayman, refusing to go into the black hole with the evil Joy. Joy sends an army of people to attack her, but Evelyn makes them understand the revelation that she just had. In the end, they are also convinced that life is worth living. However, Joy does not feel the same. She walks toward the black hole to end herself. In another reality, Evelyn introduces Joy's girlfriend to her father. Not ashamed of her daughter anymore, they mend their relationship and embrace each other in a last hug. As a result, the evil Joy also comes to terms with the reality of life. Even if the entire world is against you, there is always one thing or one person who makes life worth living. Evelyn, Wayman, and Gong collectively pull evil Joy out of the bagel and bring her back to her normal self. The scene then cuts to a week later. The family is outside the IRS office to submit the final draft of the audit. They have accepted Joy's girlfriend as a part of their family, and Joy couldn't be happier. Evelyn and Wayman were about to get a divorce, but the incidents have made their love stronger than ever. Evelyn listens to him and respects him as she did years ago. Dare gets a look at the final audit and approves it. The movie ends as Evelyn looks at her family with pride. She is finally happy with how her life turned out, even after knowing many other possibilities she could have become. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe for more interesting recaps.